about how to deal with frustration in learning a language. I've heard a lot of people over the years complain about the frustrations of trying to understand when you're just learning. So we're going to talk about a helpful strategy to figuring those things out. One of the most helpful strategies is to look for cognates. Cognates are words that look and sound the same in one language as they do in another, so words that look like what they mean. Anything that ends in C-I-O-N is going to be similar to something in English that ends in T-I-O-N. For example, educación is the Spanish word for education. Distracción, Spanish word for distraction. Cooperación would be cooperation, and so on. Similarly, you'll find words that are very similar, such as historia, or familia, or secreto. Each of these are cognates, and they look very similar to what they mean in Spanish. History, family, secret. Particularly obvious ones are your perfect cognates, which are spelled exactly the same. So immediately as you look at them, you're going to know what they mean, because it's going to be your instinct to say them as you would were you reading English, such as debate, hospital, or radio. Debate, hospital, radio, and I'm sure most of you get. One thing that you're definitely going to want to look out for as you're learning Spanish are false cognates. Now, false cognates are words that look like cognates, but in fact mean something else. This turns up a lot in really any course that you're just beginning to learn a language in, but it happens a lot in Spanish because you're so conditioned to looking for them. As we learn the C-I-O-N endings, there are, of course, as any rule, exceptions. The word complexión, while you would think it means complexion, it actually means a person's build, such as how strong they are, how thin they are, etc. If you want to talk about a person's complexion, you would use the word tez, or maybe just refer to their piel. Another common error is in reference to the verbs asistir and atender. Contrary to what you would think, asistir actually means to attend, whereas atender actually means to assist. So, as you can see, there are a few that are going to trip you up from time to time, but there are also some that can have some unfortunate and hilarious outcomes. Studying abroad, I had a bit of a cold and I was in the bathroom blowing my nose. As I walked out, I ran into my host mother, who looked at me and said, "Oh, estás constipada?" Obviously, I was humiliated and confused. "Oh, no, absolutely not." Of course, she proceeds to explain to me that constipada actually means congested, not what you would think. Another probably very common mistake is occasionally you'll hear a student say, "Oh geez, I was so embarazado," thinking he means embarrassed. Now, if you have a male student say this, it's ridiculous, because in the Spanish language, the word embarazado can't exist, because a boy cannot be pregnant. If you want to say that you're embarrassed, you would say, "Tengo vergüenza." Those are all the examples I have, and I hope it's been helpful. Buena suerte!